Good morning. It's Thursday, July 9th, and today I'm going to talk about something that has me totally baffled. International students may need to leave the U.S. if their universities transition to online learning only. Why? Because Immigration and Customs Enforcement made that announcement on Monday. They said international students who are pursuing degrees in the United States will have to leave the country or risk deportation if their universities switch to online-only courses. So again, I say, why? Now, this is a move that will affect thousands of foreign students who come to the United States to attend universities or participate in training programs, as well as some non-academic or vocational studies. Now, Harvard is going completely online, and that includes even students who are living on campus. So for international students, that means they'll have to leave the country. And ICE said that students who fall under certain visas may not take a full online course load and remain in the United States. But they didn't say why. And then the U.S. Department of State says it will not issue visas to students enrolled in schools or programs that are fully online for the fall semester, nor will U.S. Customs and Border Protection permit these students to enter the United States. Well, I can understand them not entering. But once the person is here, why are we kicking them out? Why are we kicking them out? Of course, the agency says something dumb like students that are currently enrolled in the U.S. could consider other measures like transferring to a school that has in-person instruction. That's a pretty dumb statement when you spring it on people and they don't have much time to think about it. You know, it's not that easy to just up and transfer. You don't know which school is giving what in person or how or whatever. So I think that's dumb. You ought to give people a chance. Many people in the field of higher education feel that this is a pretty stupid thing to do. You're not giving anybody a chance to react to it. And what happens if the person enrolls in an in-class situation, and then in the middle of the semester they decide to go completely online because the virus has erupted again? What are they going to do with these kids? So the whole thing sounds ridiculous to me so far. One thing I found out is that you cannot get a visa, an educational visa, to go to an online university. That's already in place. But once you're here, why should that, and it's not your doing, why should you be penalized? Another thing that nobody's talking about is that there are travel restrictions on some of the countries these students came from, because they're in the midst of a pandemic also, and these students won't be able to get back to their country. What are we going to do? Dump them in the desert somewhere? Ridiculous. This just points to the stupidity of some organizations within our government. In this case, I'm talking about U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. How can they produce a one-size-fits-all approach to this complex problem, giving international students very little choice, and many of them are trapped? Why can't they take an online program? If they can't leave the country, why can't they stay and take an online program? This ruling is crazy because I believe that the universities have the best interests of their students at heart. They've taken that into consideration, I believe. And I also believe that most of these universities are not prepared to diminish the value of their educational curricula just because it's online. They are trying to do the best job possible under the circumstances. And being online protects not only the students, but the professors, many of whom are probably in high-risk categories. So now take a deep breath and let's look at the entire situation. The Trump administration has made many changes to the U.S. immigration system, using the coronavirus as an excuse. They have barred many immigrants from coming to the country. Last month, the White House issued an immigration proclamation dramatically curtailing legal immigration to the U.S. The proclamation argued that extraordinary circumstances posed by the virus called for the suspension of employment-based visas. Now, we have a lot of immigrants that came to this country to work for us at wages below what an American citizen would get, and they got these visas, the HR series visas, and those have now been suspended. The result of this proclamation has caused many who favor immigration, and those are people in business and education and just general walk-of-the-mill people, say that the administration is taking advantage of the pandemic to make sweeping immigration changes and to advance its agenda of slashing immigration and playing to its base. You know what's strange about this entire situation? These foreign students pay very high tuition rates. It seems to me that as much as Donald loves the dollar, he's not taking that into consideration. So what's going to happen is that money is probably going to move overseas to many other countries that'll take these students if they can get anywhere. These are not small numbers we're talking about. There's 1.2 million students who fall into the affected categories, and they are registered at 8,700 schools nationwide. Those figures are from 2018, so they might be off a little bit. But that's a lot of money and a lot of students. And it's a plan that was not carefully thought out. But that's the way this administration seems to go all the time. So in any event, I have nothing else to say on the matter. I'm just distressed that a little thing like online course selection is such a major problem. So in any event, have a nice day, and I will see you in the morning. Bye.